They tell you that when you move to a new town, you should bring cookies to your neighbors. I brought my luggage, my dog, and a hope for a fresh start. Willow Creek looked like a movie set. White picket fences, perfectly mowed lawns, and a silence so deep you could hear a pin drop at midnight. But after 3 days, that silence started to feel heavy. It wasn't the kind of quiet that meant peace. It was the kind of quiet that meant everyone was holding their breath. It started with the welcome packet from the Homeowners Association. It wasn't about trash days or lawn height. It was a list of neighborhood observances. Rule number 7 was underlined in red. Between 11 p.m. and 11:15 p.m., all residents must remain indoors with porch lights extinguished. No exceptions. I thought it was just some quirky small-town tradition. I was wrong. Last night, I forgot. I went out to my porch at 11:11 p.m. to look for my cat. The street was pitch black. But then I saw it. Every single house on my block, 10 of them, flickered its porch lights 3 times in perfect robotic unison. Then they all stayed on. A cold shiver ran down my spine when I realized every single neighbor was standing behind their glass doors, staring directly at me. No one waved, no one smiled. They just watched. This morning, I found a red X spray painted on my driveway, and when I went into my basement to check the fuse box, I found something that made me realize I wasn't just a neighbor, I was a prisoner. Behind a loose brick in the wall, there was a hidden monitor, and on that screen, it was a live feed of me sleeping in my bed, captured by a camera I never installed. I didn't scream. I couldn't. I just stood there in the damp basement, watching my own chest rise and fall on a screen that shouldn't exist. My hands were shaking so hard, I almost dropped my flashlight. I started scrolling through the other feeds on the monitor. It wasn't just my house. There were tiles for every bedroom on the street. I saw Mr. Henderson, the sweet old man who helped me move my boxes, sitting at the edge of his bed, weeping silently as he stared into a sensor on his ceiling. I saw the Miller family, all 4 of them sitting at their dining table in total darkness, as if they were waiting for a command. I realized then that this wasn't a neighborhood. It was a human lab. The HOA wasn't a committee, it was a data mining operation. They weren't just watching us, they were testing predictive obedience. How much can you control a human before they break? I tried to grab my phone to call my sister in Seattle, but the screen just read, "Network restricted. Follow the protocol." They had jammed my signal. My car wouldn't start. The smart key had been remotely disabled. That's when I heard the tapping. Tap, tap, tap. It was coming from the basement window. I looked up and saw Sarah, the woman everyone told me was unstable. She pressed a note against the glass. It said, "They know you found it. The X on your driveway is the removal signal. You have 20 minutes before the SUVs arrive." My heart hammered against my ribs. I had to choose, stay and become a permanent data point, or fight back against a system that already knew my next move. Sarah and I had one advantage. The system was built on predictable patterns. It knew I would try to run to the main gate. It knew I would be afraid. So I decided to be the one thing a computer can't understand: completely chaotic. While the black SUVs pulled into the street, I didn't hide. I went back to that monitor and did the only thing I could. I didn't just delete my data, I uploaded a feedback loop into the entire neighborhood's smart grid. I rigged the system to trigger every fire alarm, every lawn sprinkler, and every smart speaker simultaneously. Chaos erupted. The predictive AI glitched. The SUVs stopped, their navigation systems blinded by the massive data surge. In the confusion, Sarah and I didn't head for the gate, we headed for the woods, through a path the cameras couldn't see because of the steam from the sprinklers. As I reached the highway, I looked back one last time. The perfect neighborhood was a mess of flashing lights and screaming sirens. The illusion was broken. I lost my home, my belongings, and my old life. But as I hitched a ride towards the city, I looked at the hard drive I had ripped out of the wall. It contained the names of every person behind Project Willow Creek. I wasn't a victim anymore. I was a whistleblower. They wanted to predict my future? Well, I have a prediction for them. They're going to lose everything. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories.